Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I am Josh and I'm finally starting my pepper plants and also starting my thyme. No, rosemary. Rosemary is the other one I'm starting. So, a little late. I wanted to plant these according to my schedule, which I have a video on like how I do this. Can't really see detail here, but like I got this all mapped out with all the different plants. And I have a previous video where I went over like how I came up with my schedule through a website that I created. So I was supposed to start my peppers on the 20th of February, but I was actually on vacation. And then when we got back, it's been pretty hectic, so I haven't had time to actually get down here. So I'm finally down here. It is March 3rd, so I'm a little behind schedule of when I wanted to start my peppers and when I wanted to start my rosemary, but you know, it's better. I guess better late than never. So, I've got seed starting potting mix. Trying this for the first time. I haven't used this stuff before, but I'm hoping this works better than what I've been using. I've been using basically kind of Miracle Grows, just straight up potting mix. So this time I'm trying a seed starting specific potting mix to see if I get better results. But last year I had pretty good results with germination and the plant's doing really well. So I wasn't that concerned with it, but just might as well try it and see if it actually does help and make them a lot better. I've just got two 16 trays, or 16 cell trays, two of them. I'm growing 26 total pepper plants, and I'm going to be growing I think it's four thyme. It's supposed to actually say rosemary, I think, or did I screw up? Yeah. So I wrote thyme on these. I'll fix that after. It's supposed to be rosemary. That's where I got the thyme from mixed up. So I got that all planned out. I've got my mix down here, and I'll show that quick. So I already poured some of the Miracle Grow in here. This is kind of like my little mixing spot here, because this is very, very dry. And you don't want to just start your seeds in that because the water has a hard time absorbing and get some of the sticks out of here. But if you just put your seedlings into this mix and then try and water, the water doesn't get to everything. It doesn't saturate everything that you need it to saturate. So I am going to add water here. So get the camera set back up. So I got a little big jug of water here. Now, I don't need much because I'm literally just doing these two 16 cell trays. So I'm just going to add water, and I'm just trying to get this mix damp. I want it to not be dusty. I want it to be damp. I want it to absorb the water and not be very dry like it kind of is when you start. So definitely need more water. Alright, that was quite a bit, but that should hopefully do it now. I don't want it sopping wet, but I do want it nice and wet, so that way when I go and fill these trays, they're not, I can compact it, it absorbs everything well. So I'm just mixing the water and just mixing it in with the potting mix until like I feel like I've got a really good mixture. I'm able to, I probably added a little too much water because like I'm able to squeeze this and water, I can like literally wring the water out. So I'm trying to just make sure I get all the mix I can that I want as well as I can. I could probably add more mix to absorb, but I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of wring it out in my hand. That's this water over there, and then I'm gonna just then fill the cells. So nothing crazy, but this will help your seed starting process to have these. I'll make sure. You want to kind of tamper it in. I should have done this with grabbed another cell. So just push, kind of push those in a little bit. Actually, that was probably good to not do anything. So, all right. So I've got this, pretty pressed down. Some spots need a little bit more. Try it in pepper plants. I've got it written down that I like a quarter of a depth. Now some of that is based on just personal preference of what I've seen. Most of it should be just from what the packets recommend. So I don't try and reinvent the wheel unless I found better results, but I don't believe I did with these. So that should be good there. So trying to wipe off my hands. Alright, so this one is a lot of the bell peppers. I want 3 yellow, so I'm using these and my gardeners. So we'll get back up to here. There you go. So we got this tray is ready, and I gotta fill the other one. So Sunbright, it's hard to see because of the lighting. The light here is very bright. So I got in my gardener's Sunbright bell pepper. Now I wanted 3 of these, so I'm going to give myself a little extra. I'm going to try and put 2 in each spot. So that's 4 there. And that's 6 there, so that's done for that. Oh yeah, I didn't even need to. Forgot this one's actually empty. So I'm emptying out this cell because I don't want to get confused and think that there's something supposed to be there. But I don't have my tool that I like to bring over. So that's that. And I've got another one from my gardener. It is the Purple Beauty Bell Pepper. We definitely like our bell peppers. We put them in different salads and stir fries, and you can quesadillas, and what else omelets. So it's nice to have a little bit of variety in your bell peppers, so you can have a little bit of a different flavor profile. So I got pretty much, I think, every color that they come in for bells. I've got the yellow, the purple, an orange, and then green, red. I think that's it. So there's those. Then we got orange, coral bell pepper. So here's our orange pepper. Oh, this one only came with 10 count. Oh, that's a little much. So again, I'm putting 2 in each cell, so I have hopefully good success at a germination rate. So I at least get my 3 plants that I want, and if I get extra, I get extra. I am not worried about that one bit. Put those back in there. So those are the orange. Then the next in line is our sweet banana pepper. So I've grown bell peppers before, but I've not grown I have not grown banana peppers before. So this is we do like our banana peppers, and the boys really like them. They like to take their banana peppers and put them on pizza. So that's like one of their favorite uses for those. So I'm trying to grow some of those to try that out at home. And then I've got thyme. I want to grow 4 thyme, so I need 2, so 8. I'm trying to get 8 seeds. Oh, these seeds are tiny. I've not grown thyme before, and this Oh. This plant, the thyme, is going to go in, because it's a perennial, it is going to go in the food forest area. So, oh jeez, I had that on timer and I didn't think it was gonna go out. That's ridiculous. That's too funny. So my light in the light and I think that's it. Just the light, and then it's got a little bit of a fan is on a timer, and I have it go off around 9 o'clock, and that's about what time it is. It's about 9 p.m. right now. So that's funny. So here's all our seeds. I've got them in there. I'm just gonna now lightly top these off. Make sure all the seeds are covered. Oh, besides that one cell, because there isn't anything going in there. So out of the 16 cell tray, I'm only using 15 of the cells for right now. So I'm just trying to now cover them all up, so that way they're, and then I lightly, I'm not going too hard. I'm not trying to like press hard down on this, but I am trying to make sure that the soil has made contact with the seeds and is covering them, so that way there's no air pockets, and that everything is tight and ready to go. So that is the first bunch that's ready. I've got the heat mat here. You can kind of see it. So I've got the real temp. I got it set to 100 degrees. It really doesn't feel that warm, but I did just turn it on, so it feels warmer underneath. It does kind of feel warmer underneath. I might have to up that. That's really not that warm. So peppers definitely need a little bit more warmth to germinate, so I'm using this heat mat for that purpose. So those are done. Now I'm going to do my other tray. This is a Vivo Sun heat mat. It's a really large one. It goes all the way across. I forget the length on it, maybe 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet long. And then this is a Vivo Sun, oh, can't see, Vivo Sun light. And it's my first year having it, so I'm pretty excited to see how well it does. I just had one big giant light that's literally right behind me right now, and I use that to have to grow all my stuff. But like the plants would be all grown at different stages, and they'd be at different heights, because I'd start them at different points, and then of course different plants grow differently. So I had some plants get pretty leggy, and then some just not really do very well. I feel like they weren't getting enough sun. So I did some research, watched some videos of people who, looked at different ones. There's one great channel that they do a lot of experiments, and I forget their name. I think it is like Gardener Experiments or something like that. But he constantly does a lot of like experiments, just different tests, trying out different things, seeing what works better, testing some of the myths that people have about, things that they've tried to, whatever, get their seeds to germinate, or best practices to, get the most produce out, the most harvest. So it's a really good channel. I'll have to link it and mention it down below in the description of the video, because that's a channel that's definitely helped me out a lot. And he did a bunch of tests on lights, and this was the one that was not super expensive, but also not on the cheaper side. But it was pretty tied to like a lot more expensive light, and the results were very close. So this should do the trick. Let's see. So we'll start with the jalapeno. Just straight up, jalapeno pepper. This is from, again, a lot of my seeds I've been coming from in my gardener as I'm getting more and more in. And getting through some of my older seeds that I had first started with, which I've gotten from like Livingston is another one here. And then I think I have another kind that we'll get to once I get that far. So this is, I want 3 plants, so 2, 4, 5. And this is the first time I've actually done this. I've always been pretty stingy when it comes to my seeds, and I've tried to always get 1 for 1. So if I want 1 plant of something, I only plant 1 seed, or 3, or whatever it might be. I've been really stingy about that, and I'm trying to get over that, over being stingy, because it's a little silly. The next one is another kind of jalapeno, but it's a tam jalapeno. I love jalapenos. They're so good. I love things that have a spice. I used to be really into like the really spicy ones, which I am going to try and grow this year. I'm going to try and do simple stuff like the hotter the hot sauce, the better. But it really, after some time, it started messing up my stomach to the point where like it really, anytime I have it now, like it just instantly flips and I'm not feeling too well. So I can't do the super spicy anymore. So jalapenos are perfect for me. We love making jalapeno poppers with these. They're so delicious. That was the tam. So now we need the garden. So these are from Livingston. These are the Pepper California Wonders. I want 3 of those as well. So this way, I'm hoping I get some extras, because I definitely have tons of extra garden space this year. I put in a very large garden, and it started last year that I got to finish to actually be able to grow. Now, I don't think the garden's going to be that successful as a caveat, because it is in hard clay, and it hasn't been processed or anything. I just laid manure, and I was gonna mulch it with leaves on top of the manure and straw, and then put wood chips on top, but I did not get that far. It started snowing on me in December, which, I mean, it's not like it's unheard of, but I was just trying to get as much done as I could before winter fully set in, and I just didn't get everything I wanted done. So that garden started, but that's going to take some time for the manure to break down and actually get into full-on compost. It's going to take also time for it to get into breaking up my very hard clay soil. So it's going to be something that, like, it'll be a couple years, I think, before like the soil is really rich and full of nutrients, before I really get a decent harvest out of it. Tabasco. So I'm hoping I still get decent results, but I'm not expecting the best results this year. But I'm trying to make do with what I've got, and it'll get better in time. But for right now, like, I just hope things do decent, because underneath everything is still going to be some clay that's just starting to break down, and I know it's breaking down, but I know it's not going to be the greatest yet. Like, it's definitely going to take time. But I put in I did this in other areas in my garden. Oh, I didn't grab the other one. In the orchard, in the food forest area, and within over the summer, before like as winter was hitting, I did plant a couple things into it, and I did already find that the soil was breaking down. It was getting loosened up from having the manure on it for over the summer. Some parts it was late summer, so like it really hadn't been there for very long before to really break down, and the clay was already starting to break down. I was actually able to dig it with a little garden shovel, nothing big or anything, and it worked. So it will make a difference, but I think it might just take some time. So these ones here, I only want 1 of these. I'm trying a Tabasco pepper, first time ever growing these, but I want to try it. I like I said, I like the hot sauce, and I want to try and like make maybe a milder one for myself, or even just like red pepper flakes. I have hot pepper flakes that are from like Habanero, Cayenne, stuff like that. Those pepper flakes have a little bit more kick than your typical like red pepper flakes, and that's like perfect for me. Like it gives me enough heat and a little spice, but it doesn't overdo it and it doesn't kill my stomach. So these are Habanero Caribbean red peppers. And last is our Cayenne long slim pepper. Again, just trying one of these. I've never grown these before either, and I just want to see, how they taste, how well I can do growing the hot peppers here, because I've not been very good at peppers. Peppers is one of my things that I am actively trying to learn how to grow better. I'm getting better at germination. Last year, I think I germinated everything I wanted, so last year was great. But still some of it not everything produced as well as I would have hoped for. So now I'm just going through, again, just like with the other one, I'm covering all the seeds. I am lightly damping these down. Nothing too hard. I'm not trying to crush them, but I do want to make sure that, again, there's no air pockets and there's no space, and that the seeds are mixed in the soil so they have the best chance at actually germinating. And there we go. I've now started my pepper plants for the year. I'm super excited. And that's getting a little warmer, but yeah, it's staying at 92. So I know last year I had an issue with I had it on the floor and I had to take it off the floor, and then it started doing better. I put them in like trays and stuff, the heat mat on a big tray, and it helped keep up. I'm wondering if like the fan, if that is keeping it cool. So I might have to turn the fan off on this, so I don't cool these out. So then with this light, it's pretty neat. It's real easy. You just press a button and you can just lower there we go. Let's see. Try and level that a little bit. Bam. Got that a little bit lower. Set them there. And I gotta see. I'll have to see if I can like maybe turn the fan off, so that way like while these are trying to germinate, it's not cooling the heat mat. It's not going to cool the cells here, so that way they grow and I get good germination. So this is brand new setup. This rack is brand new. I got this luckily from work. They were throwing it out because it had a little bit of damage. So, but it's going to work for me because it doesn't have to move or anything. It's going to be stationary right here. So I got a whole new setup. Got this rack here. Got this big heat mat. Got new lights. I mean, the heat mat I had last year. I got it halfway through the seed starting process because I really realized I needed one. So I got those. I got the lights for Christmas. I put them on my Christmas list. So I got one for my parents and one for my wife. So there we go. We are all set. We've got our pepper plant started and my rosemary, which will go into the food forest. So all the perennials will go out there. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped. See how to do this, how to start your stuff, and also just show what I'm doing and what I've done differently, and hoping for good results this year. So I will catch you guys next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye bye.